Alright, so this is part 2 of the PowerPoint. We've got our content in there, and now what we want to do is we want to make it look good. So we're going to look at the design ribbon, the transitions ribbon, the animations ribbon. We'll learn how to run it in the slideshow ribbon, and we'll also talk about how to print it and the different ways you can do that. So the design ribbon is where you can change the way the PowerPoint looks. And the primary part of this is the theme section. And you can see when you drop down that you have a whole bunch of themes. And you can just pick one that appeals to you. I said any of these. You want to be a little careful because sometimes it moves it around. Like this one, you can see it moved my titles down to the bottom of the slide. That looks a little funny. But I can pick any of these that appeal to me, and it'll apply them to my theme. If you don't want a predefined theme, you have other options. You can go to, let me actually take this back to no theme, background styles, and you could add a gradient background or format that so that you don't have quite the same level. Let's do apply to all. Okay, so you can see how you can do that too. So you can kind of pick and choose. You want to be very careful about using these backgrounds. If you don't have good contrast, it's not going to show up well when you're doing the giving the presentation. Okay, so let me do that one. There we go. So that one with our white text actually looks pretty interesting. Kind of busy, so you'd be a little careful about that. But that's something you could do if you ever wanted to add a picture as a background. The format background was also how you would do that. So you would go to format background, you'd say picture fill, and then you would pick a picture. I don't know where I've got. Let's see if I have something that's neutral enough I can use. We'll use this lovely Lenorine one to see how that works. Okay, doesn't fit exactly, but you can see how that would work. And again, you want to be a little careful about your font showing up for all of that. Now I'm going to go ahead and go back to no fill, and let me turn that back off. So again, I was just demonstrating that. Do solid fill and close, and then I'll go back to no. I don't want that. There we go, plain white. Okay, so back to neutral, but again, the themes are how we do that. And I would like you to pick a theme that you like and apply it to your presentation, which is kind of what I did right there. And then when you are giving a presentation, if I run this presentation right now, basically I just click, I get new slides, boom. No bullets list coming in, no movement between the slides. Transitions actually gives me movement from slide to slide. Okay, so I can pick a transition here. It'll preview it for me for that. And when I run my slide there, let me go ahead and add that to all of them. We'll do that one. Okay, and then when I run my presentation, you can see how there's, let's say, a movement. Do you have to have that? No, but it's a nice thing to know how to do. Don't mess with the timing. I only suggest using that if you have a presentation that's going to kind of run continuously in the background. It's very, very hard to match up you're talking to pre-timed slides, no matter how hard you practice. And then the animations applies to our bulleted text. So if we want our bullets to come in while we talk, we need to first of all click where the bullets are. Don't select them all together, but just click anywhere in the text box, and then you can apply an animation. And you can see there's a whole bunch of them. Let's do fly in. We'll apply that one there. And then do that. And then you can see when I run that, okay, I didn't get it applied. What did I do? Okay, let's try that again. Click here. fly in. Okay, there we go. And you see how they come in one at a time. If I want, and I'll go to this slide to show you that, if I want all three of the bullets to come in at once, then I would choose, I can do, whichever. I would select them all together first and then apply my animation. So if you want them to come in, like we did on this one at a time, just click anywhere in the text box. If you want, like I did on this one, for them to come in together, then select them first. Okay, so that's the difference on those two. So what I would like you to do now is go ahead and apply a transition effect. And again, you can, on transitions, you can do it one slide at a time. So pick each slide. It's a good idea to have pretty much the same, let's see, what did I do? Checkerboard. Pretty much the same transitions for each slide, otherwise it can get a little distracting. But for the purposes of this, if you want to play around a little and pick different transitions, that's fine. And then once you have your transitions, go ahead and also add animations to this slide and to this slide. And they don't have to come in together, they can come in one at a time for that. Okay, and then when you are ready to run your slideshow, you have a couple ways you can get there. You click the little screen slideshow button that looks like a little screen down at the bottom. You can go to the slideshow ribbon. The slideshow ribbon, you have the option of from the beginning, which lets you run your presentation from the start. Again, you can click on your hyperlink to check that out. Or if you get in the middle, you could do from current slide if you had to stop in the middle for some reason. So you have that. The rest of these you don't really need to mess with. Again, timings and stuff you don't want to do. Let's see. The view ribbon. Oh, well, I'll go briefly to the review ribbon. Same as with Word. You want to proofread. Okay, don't forget to proofread your documents before you submit them, and you can use spell check. You can proofread them yourself. The view ribbon is same as the view bar down here, really. You can zoom. The only other thing you have here is if you want to see how your document would look in black and white, you can check that out. Okay, and then on the view ribbon, also we have slide sorter view, which we talked about earlier, and you can see how that lets you see your entire presentation side by side. So you might look at this and go, oh, I think the second slide should be my food choices. So I would click on that and drag to the left, and it would move that. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Go ahead and change your presentation order so that food choices is the second slide. And then the last thing I want to talk about is printing. Okay, when you choose File and then Print from the menu, if you just click the print button, what you're going to get is each slide on its own page. And sometimes you need that, but that can kill a lot of paper and a lot of toner or ink in your printer. So if you don't need to do that, you want to know some other options. You can print notes pages. Remember we talked about notes? Let me find where I wrote my notes. Okay. If you print notes pages, this is what it'll look like. So you'll have the slide up top and then your notes underneath. Another option is to print it in outline view. That just gives you the text of your slide. And then you have handouts. Now handouts gives you different options. So one option would be 3 slides per page. When I used to have students do presentations, we used this because they would have a slide and then it would have a place for me to write comments. So that's kind of convenient. If you had a longer one, you could do 6 slides per page. Again, I don't have 6, so it doesn't show 6, but you can see how it has room for that. I like 4 slides per page, and then what I'll do is change my orientation, and then when I'm printing it, I get good readable slides. The slides are big enough to be easy to read, but you're not wasting a lot of white space when you change the orientation. So that's another option for you on that. So there's different ways that you can print when you're working with your presentation. Okay, so that is the end of the PowerPoint. There are two assignments associated with PowerPoint. One is to create a summer vacation presentation. The other is a shopping proposal. And the one thing to keep in mind for the shopping proposal is you need to pick something that has three parts. So you could do a like skis, boots, poles, or shirt, pants, boots, or something like that. So three parts because you're going to do a graph. Okay. Anyway, so that's the end of PowerPoint.